Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Terratech with me, Ep34, and of course, welcome back once again to building the Nomad. Now, originally, this wasn't going to be a video, this was going to be the final video in which we make this in the campaign, but I've decided we need to do a lot more work than I originally thought, because I no longer want to use the tracks, and that is a decision which took me a while to come to, because I love how they look, I love the idea of them, but tracks, weirdly enough, do not work that well on really, really heavy techs, especially ones which are actually just large in general. Weight isn't so much of an issue, but when you get this big, you start having to add the tracks down the center, and then that just causes turning problems, so they just don't do the job I want them to do. So instead, today, in hopefully a shorter video than the last few, we are going to be trying to convert the bottom section to using either the Behemoth wheels from the lovely Geocorp, or using the Titan wheels from Venture. Because honestly, I just kind of like how they look. Is that the largest one, the Titan, or is the monster version? Nope, definitely the Titan, and then of course the Behemoth is even bigger, so I think the Behemoth is probably the option we really should go with. So the issue is, we've already set up all of this at this level, so really, I want the wheels to kind of attach where my mouse is here, so we are going to have to remove a lot of stuff from the craft and then do a lot of placement. So today, that's basically all we're doing. We're changing the movement type, fixing up all the problems this will cause, because again, there's a lot on the inside I will also have to remove, and then we will go back to the creative mode to see if the Behemoth wheel will be a better option for the future. So right now, I am actually going to leave these internal tracks. The reason is, they're just really good armor. They have really good connection points, and honestly, it makes a lot of turning a lot easier. Although, turning in this mode is also a lot faster. I also need to just clear out the bottom section. As you can see, I did a lot of experimentation whilst we were in the creative mode, and I've made a bit of a mess, to put it bluntly. How about that height? Except for I'd like these to be on their sides, so let's see if we can get that into a better position. Come on, go on your side, please. Or can't you? Do they always end up like this? I thought they could connect horizontally as well. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Maybe that height will be okay. It'll be a little bit lower than I want it to be. Sorry, a little bit higher than I want it to be. So these might have some issues with connecting to the ground, but I think that should be okay. Okay then, so let's remove all the weapons. What I'm going to have to do as well is replace all of these girders with regular blocks. And yes, I did completely forget what they were called then, so I'll be right back once I've done the first side, so we can have a look, see how it, looks. And then I'll decide if we are going to continue down this very basic route. I'm hoping this works, because otherwise we're going to have to start weirdly shaping the sides, which is going to take a lot of time. This craft right now is heading into maybe 16 hours of build time now, probably more, and that's not including editing work for the actual videos and such, obviously, so it is becoming a bit of a labour of love at this point. The wheels also have a habit of making the craft actually look a fair bit smaller because of just how huge they are. Of course, these wheels are ridiculously huge and make most craft look very small, but even so. Well, they seem to work. I'm kind of floating these tracks. I may just remove the tracks just to see how they work on their own first. But for now, let's work on the other side nice and quickly. Let's just do the same, and then we can see just how this thing moves. I might actually straight away pop it into the creative mode just to see what difference it makes. This is definitely going to be a weird one, just because we have made everything else already, and it's all focused around having these tracks and how the tracks are placed. That's why I'm so hesitant to remove them straight away. I think I will probably end up removing them, maybe having some in the center purely so that we can get over hills a bit better, because honestly, it's going to be difficult otherwise with these wheels. But I guess we'll find out as we go. Yep, that gap was the same on the other side. Let's remove these as well, because they're in the way. So much litter. Don't litter, kids. Don't be like Lathrix. You know, I feel like I may have threw away the wrong thing there. Thank you. Okay, so this is as close as we can get it to the previous height. It is giving a little bit of ground clearance. Well, it is allowing a bit of ground clearance, which honestly we don't really want, which is weird to say. We want the harvesters to be able to hit everything. Turning on the spot is much worse. Like, without a doubt, that is far, far worse. But moving while turning seems better. Yeah, we can move and turn better than we can, but moving on the spot's been really, really weakened. Of course, we could add more wheels, but this seems to be okay. The tracks are just about getting some grip, but not much. Okay, let's test this out in creative mode. Let's see if this makes any difference on hills and such. It really should, honestly. So I just spent the last 10 minutes making some final adjustments, so let's see if the wheels do better than the tracks on their own. Well, tracks and wheels versus just tracks. So, now we have a grand total of 5 on each side, and sadly, the battleship section will need to be completely overhauled if this ends up working well. Well, that's easy off the mark, at least. Control seems fine so far, which you'd kind of expect on such a non-aggressive bit of terrain. Weird way of calling the terrain there. Perhaps I've had problems with terrain in the past. Maybe that's why my love of destroying nature is a thing. Hate how much speed you lose when you're not holding down spacebar for the weapons. But, yeah, we just devoured everything then. Well, that's working just fine. My lord, yep, that is lovely. Take that, nature. Okay, so far, definitely an improvement. Ooh, we just allow that to go through. Okay, so that's one of the issues I was talking about. Because we are a little bit higher up now and there's a bit more ground clearance, it's better for not getting stuck on things. But very small rocks and such may end up getting stuck in the middle. So it's better at not getting stuck on some, but worse on others. May need to think about changing that, but so far, other than that, this is really lovely to use. Okay, let's go and find somewhere a bit more challenging. We just got stuck on a tree there. That's because the wheel bounced off it, so that's fine. Turning on the spot is atrocious. Yep, that is so much worse. That is the major sacrifice we're making by using these wheels. I was hoping having the track still mostly touching the ground would help, but it seems like they're so... Did I just lose a wheel? Yeah, repair bubbles. Don't worry, they will be added at the end. People were asking about that in the previous video. The reason why I'm waiting until the end to add the bubbles is because it's hard to see what's going on when all of those bubbles are intersecting. It just makes building a lot more difficult. So I tend to do that very, very last. Also, the pacemaker isn't on, is it? Oh, underneath here needs to be clean. Don't worry, this is still on the to-do list. There's so much left to do on this craft. Is there a random track here where... Once again, the bottom hasn't really been looked at yet. It will be fixed later. Let's go and find somewhere more challenging. Focusing so much right now. Well, that's just fine. So... Oh, let's see how this goes. I did remove a lot of the hovers, as you can probably tell. Look, I'm not sliding anymore. That helps a lot as well. The thing is, the hovers were needed for the track-only version. These wheels seem to be able to handle the weight a lot better, so they don't need the hovers to help out. Which is just so lovely. Okay, that little bit there is a death sentence, because the problem is, even with these wheels being better so far, we still need the saws and such at the front, so they will clip at areas like this, which is going to be very prevalent in the desert. So let's see if we can even deal with that. I mean, we could remove... Are you glitching? I definitely placed you at the correct height. Yeah, you're at the exact same height as the others. You're just messing up. Now you're in the wrong place. I have no idea what's going on with these ones. I just put them back in the exact same place. Okay, I'm going to ignore that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. A sudden dip like this, my weapon's going to get jammed. But I'm going to try anyway. Slowly. Slowly. No. Never going to work. Well, that was an easy fix. So all I've done is I've removed the little saws here, so now we have much better ground clearance. The problem is, well, not ground clearance, these aren't so far forwards anymore, so hills like that are going to be okay. This will still be a problem on steeper hills, but at least that's no longer going to be a problem. The problem now, though, is if there's a rock at this height, these won't hit them, and then we're going to end up taking damage on the tracks. It's a problem with making this a harvester as well. If this wasn't a harvester, honestly, a million of our problems would simply vanish. Well, that may be a little bit over dramatic. 999,000 of our problems would simply vanish. After those saws were removed, yep, that was actually not difficult. This terrain here should be fine. Also, I think I may have accidentally set the tracks going the wrong way, hence why we're just sort of holding resources right now. But ignoring that... Oh yeah, that is so much better. We need these wheels. We definitely need the wheels. We're still not going to be able to deal with very, very sharp hills, but everything else has been improved. That would have definitely got us stuck just then as well, only the tracks. Still stand by having the tracks on the inside, though. They are definitely helping with the hills like that, which get stuck in between. I'm actually tempted... I'm tempted to have more of them now. The only reason I didn't have more before is because turning. If you have too many tracks in the center, you lose the ability to really turn on the spot very well, which we've lost anyway because of the wheels, so... That's pretty much that. Also, we haven't stopped in ages now. Probably going to have to stop here because the wheels are going to start clipping on some of those trees, but maybe if we go like this and just let ourselves slide to the right. There we go. We're actually making progress. It's beautiful. No, as soon as I said that, I got stuck on something. Okay, what's got us stuck? Too many of these. Yep, we are. Yep, this is why I'm thinking about putting tracks in the center right now. Look, that's where we're stuck. If we had tracks here, that wouldn't be an issue, or at least it'd be less of an issue. Okay, let's do that then. And let's fix this before this lag gets to us as well. Well, we managed to eventually get out by ourselves, still not using the build beam, so I'm happy with that. Oh, think I went over that rock then. Oh, no, I did actually take it out, okay. Sorry for doubting you, Mr. Craft. Mr. Nomad. Probably gonna have issues with this rock, though. Yeah, a little... There we go. Just had to make sure to do it a little bit slower than I was expecting. I'm actually having a lot of fun piloting this thing right now, which, honestly, I wasn't having that much fun with the old version because it was just getting stuck so often. This one can definitely now handle, well, the grassland 100%. The old one was like maybe 50% of the time. Still wish I could hold down spacebar so issues like that didn't happen, but, you know, I keep mentioning that. I think I've mentioned that enough times for everyone to understand why that's an issue. Okay, let's go back into the desert, because there's no way we're getting over there, and that looks difficult. And let's move over yonder. This may be a bit of a boring episode, but I have, like, only a few hours to record this, and a few hours to edit, well, less than an hour to edit this, honestly, afterwards, but still. Oh, wow. How about no? No, let's go the old way, shall we? Let's go the old way. This looks designed to get us stuck. And... Come on, last little bit. Just edge forwards. And we're okay. Mostly because of the tracks there, honestly. The wheels themselves didn't really add much to the end. Oh, I'm so happy this works. Bit boring, honestly, for the video, I'll admit that much, but for me, I'm having a blast. The amount of lag when in build mode is horrendous, and I attribute that to the hovers as well. So what I've just done is I've added 2 extra lines of tracks going down the center, and then a couple just sort of here and there where we have space. I've also cleaned it up a little bit, though not much. So now we shouldn't be able to get stuck so much once we're actually over a hill. We're still going to have all the same problems before actually, you know, starting getting up the hill because of the front weapons. But now, hopefully, once we've started, we shouldn't stop. Also, that back thruster, I think at this point, it needs to be moved, especially once we add our repair bubbles. One more of those things, which I'm glad I did more testing with, because otherwise it would have ended up in the final product. Okay, so, let's test out this section. Obviously the wrong way to go, we could have went over there, but what should happen now is the tracks in the center should be giving us a little bit of a push, which means we don't get stuck on this, and that is absolutely wonderful. And once again, we lose one of the sodding thrust. Okay, thrusters, go away. Just go. You're useless there. That looks awesome, by the way, in the background, but they're useless there. Even with repair bubbles, they're going to die too much. Clearly, the back is too far. Oh, I guess, actually, what we could have just done is maybe move the wheels a bit further back. Probably would have helped with getting grounded and stuff as well. Beached. What is the term? I was saying this in the last video and I completely forgot. I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's what I meant to say. And now I'm starting another video. It's gone. Started another video. I am very tired right now. Can you tell? Also, you a little bit too high. Yes, you are. Here's an interesting bug. I can't attach this wheel to the side. Everything else works, just... Okay, now... No, you still say I can't put it here. I clearly can. Okay, how about if I remove you? Now can I? Still no. What's with your hatred of that location, game? It's not even the terrain, because I can do this. That's fine, apparently. On the other side, it works just fine. Well, that's... just weird, honestly. I can't think of any other word to use there. That's just really, really odd. One higher up needed, so I think I will have to remove one more of the cannons. Yeah, the cannon section needs to be completely redone now. There's no way around that. That just looks awful. So I guess I'll put them up here, but then that really exposes more of the armor. Decisions and choices. Decisions and choices. I can't place anything in this area. Yeah, no matter where I move, it's just not going to let me. Okay, let's try and make it in the R&D mode and come back then. And now it works again. Sure. Although, by the looks of things, I can actually move this one a bit further back. Right? You're both lined up to each other. Yes, you are. Which means you're on the first corner, which you are. No, I can't. Never mind. But it looks like I can over here. Am I going mad? Ooh, something's not right. What isn't right here? Oh, I just put this one too far forwards on this side. Okay, so that was actually fixing it right then. Though it looks like one of the wheels might be a bit too high. Which one? That's all fine. No, looks like they're all in the correct place. Okay. Good. I'll double check, but let's get back into the creative mode then. Just bouncing around different sandbox modes. This works so much better. Boing. Sorry, little cab. You got a bit squished there. Did I... Good, good, good. Make sure I saved correctly, and let's get going. Once more, works just fine, but let's go and find somewhere more difficult, let's test it out, and then let's call the episode so I can finally finish this thing in the next one. I really do hope this has been interesting to some people, because I find stuff like this fascinating, I really do, and this is normally stuff I'd do in the background, because the last video was at least 8 hours of recording, and most of it was just stuff like this. I love me Harvester, I do. Okay, so this you could consider the final test. Right now, I've got down here nice and easily. I've been driving around for 15 minutes, no issues. I've harvested everything, sold it, it's all working well. Now, how do I get out of here? Now, the easier option would be to use this section here, because both wheels can stay on, and honestly a lot of the tracks can as well. The harder section is here. Although it looks easier, the tracks will have nowhere to grab, so it's more a test of the wheels, and pretty much nothing else. Also, once again, the wheels are doing this really weird thing until I reattach them. I don't quite know what's going on there. Probably do want to fix that before we attempt this, that would be nice. Also, yes, I am aware of how many things have broke at the back. Don't worry, the last save, I resaved it after fixing it, so it'll take like 5 seconds to change. Also, that shouldn't happen as much now anyway. Now I've added these back wheels, it was because of the same reason as the thrusters, they were just clipping on everything. Okay, let's back up a bit. I don't know when I'm meant to add the thruster. I'm gonna say now. And we made it. Huge success. Huge success. Okay, so with that, I'm afraid I really am all out of time for today's video. Consider this an extra video of the Nomad. In the next video, it will be probably the season finale. It's going to be the finished craft. We're going to fix the wheels to a good position. I think I do want to change quite a few of them. I'm going to check for any symmetry errors, because I've already seen like 2 or 3 of them as we've been continuing. Don't worry, I do keep track, especially when I'm editing the videos. I do see all the problems, don't you worry. If you see them, I certainly see them as well. And then I will fix everything up, add all of the bubbles, just do everything we need to, change this section, and then we can work on bringing it into the campaign. It will be really expensive, so the episode will be bringing it into the campaign as our final vehicle of the Nomad. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Terratech is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.